Set up Google AdSense and Ezoic. My favorite way to monetize my blogs is through the use of contextual ads, especially using AdSense and Ezoic. This is by far the king of passive income for blogs, so you don't want to miss out on this kind of revenue. What AdSense is a digital advertising application that serves ads automatically onto your blogs. These ads are a result of auctions taking place on what's called the Google Ad Exchange, which according to Google determines a fair market value. The problem is AdSense doesn't pay much unless you have a lot of traffic, and even if you do have a lot of traffic, you can make a lot more money using other networks. So essentially their RPMs, their revenue per thousand impressions, is generally lower than other networks, which is why you should look at other networks that can make you more money, including Ezoic, if you have at least 1,000 page views, Mediavine 50,000 page views, and AdThrive 100,000 page views. Now I use Ezoic, so I'll be talking mostly about them. What Ezoic does is it uses artificial intelligence to optimize specific ad placements on your blog, while also finding the best ads available for your blog's niche. They do this by having market participants on the Google Ad Exchange and their own private network to compete with one another. The reason I include Google AdSense and Ezoic together is that you actually need to be approved by AdSense to join Ezoic. If you're not already registered with Google AdSense, you should do that now. Then you want to sign up with Ezoic and start integrating their software into your blog. They'll walk you through the entire process, thankfully. Their tech team is really supportive. But at a minimum, you'll need to install the following plugins: Ads Text Manager, which manages your ads text file on your site, and Ezoic integration, which connects you with Ezoic. They'll probably try to sell you on using their free name servers instead of using the Ezoic integration plugin. In my experience, I've had nothing but bad experience using their name servers, so I do not suggest using them. The site's timed out, crashed. It's not worth it, so I would stick with the integration. But yeah, once you have Ezoic running ads on your blog, you should go through the settings and configure it to your liking. What I want to do is I want to walk you through my Ezoic dashboard for one of my sites, Nomadic Sailing, to show you how I actually make the settings optimize my revenue. Alright, here's the Ezoic dashboard for Nomadic Sailing in the monetization section. There are a ton of settings you can configure in Ezoic, but we'll be focusing on the ones I use to optimize revenue. So the first and most important setting you should configure is in the monetization section, which is where we are, and the mediation part. So we're going to look for mediation over here. There it is. Mediation pretty much gives you the ability to have Ezoic and other ad networks compete for your ad placement space, so which means higher rates and more money for you. So you want to click display ads, like I just clicked, and enter in your AdSense, or your well, you want to add Google AdSense, but you can add other networks in here. So MediaNet, I believe, is in here. Well, anyways, yeah, there's others here. You'd click here probably, but yeah, you definitely want to add them here. This is the first thing you should do to optimize your revenue. This will definitely help boost your earnings. The second one that I prefer, and I don't think is required, but it's really my preference, is to look for native ad units. There we are, native ad units. So they're not on by default, and by default they're in the PG area. So my sites are for adults anyways, so I set, well, first I turned it on and then I set it to PG-13. They estimate that you get 10% extra in revenue, so for me that sounds good. I'm down with that. So that's the two settings you want to have put in place. The next one is hidden in the settings area. I'm going to click settings, and in settings there's a section called optimization goals. So optimization goals, you know, it's this is definitely another one where you have to make your own decision. By default, as it says, it's in balanced, but it's a mix, teeter-tottering between revenue focused and user experience focused. User experience being probably less ads, and revenue focused being more ads. So I'm in there's a lot of people who believe ads aren't appropriate for websites. Well, those people don't have a say in this argument, I guess, since I'm actually using them. But even in the ad world, with the camp, people are on one side or the other, or maybe a mix between being very revenue focused or user experience focused, or somewhere in between. I personally believe users are used to ads, and honestly, I've looked at my sites with revenue as the focus, and it's not overbearing. So that's my personal opinion. You could be, maybe you're more balanced, maybe somewhere in between. Maybe user experience is your goal, but mine is revenue, and doesn't affect my site's performance apart from making more money. So that's the Ezoic dashboard, at least for the settings section and monetization. Hopefully it was helpful, and now you should be all set to reel in passive income using contextual advertising on your blog, which is my favorite way of making money with blogs.